In February 2004, 21-year-old Maura Murray vanished after crashing her car in rural New Hampshire. No one has seen or heard from her since. Her packed car, sudden disappearance, and trail of unanswered questions lead this one of America's most enduring and disturbing missing persons cases in its history. Let's get into it. Here we are, episode 3 of the Search podcast. My name is Mark Lewis. I'm here with Al, a.k.a. Relax Gaetano. We are here with producer Pat. We are here with intern Jack. This is the Search podcast. You guys know what we do on here by now. We cover unsolved true crime cases, Al. That's what, if it's solved, it's out of our bracket.
We want no business with it.
We want nothing to do with it. Unsolved, we're here to help dig up some dirt, hopefully, and get some answers. Who knows what happens, right? Today, I think this is like the Massachusetts true crime case.
Yeah.
I think this is the big kahuna, personally.
Even though it happens in New Hampshire, I will
technically,
agree.
You're right, it does. Well, it begins in Massachusetts.
Yes.
It just ends in New Hampshire,
Correct.
Which is kind of what makes it.
Yeah. And like I say, this is like the tale of two stories. Why did she leave Massachusetts?
Right.
What happened before, and why, and what happened to her up in New Hampshire?
It's a very erratic
Yes.
series of events in a very short period of time.
Correct.
And I think it really comes down to everybody just being, it's almost like you're looking at a bunch of doors and they're all open and you're like, I have no idea which one
Yes.
either she walked through or which one we should walk through first.
Yeah. I think if you talk to 10 people, you'll have 7 different
answers.
opinions.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I don't think you're ever going to get, to use an analogy or a theory you've said in the past about certain crime cases, I don't think you're ever going to get like 10 people in the same room to kind of agree or give the same consensus thought on how this resolved or lack thereof.
Yes.
So with that being said, let's start. Some background on Maura Murray. She was born on May 4th, 1982. She was raised in Hanson, Massachusetts. She was a former West Point cadet, apparently.
Yep.
Right? Transferred to UMass Amherst to study nursing. This was also where she was attending, I believe, at the time, technically, of her disappearance. Am I correct
she was
on that?
attending UMass Amherst when she disappeared. She left West Point. Her boyfriend's from West Point. That's where they met. He was in the Army. It seemed like she kind of didn't have the love or passion for the Army life, and that's why she left and wanted to change.
With that being said, and to add to how her family describes her as an intelligent, private, and driven person, individual, young lady, getting into West Point is not easy.
No.
That is, it's maybe about as hard as getting into an Ivy League school. It might even be a little bit tougher.
Yeah,
to be
100%.
honest with you.
Yeah.
Getting into West Point itself is an accomplishment on its own that somebody should be like really proud of, regardless of if you like see it through to the end.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And then, however, though, her past incidents included, I think she used a stolen credit card to. But what did she buy with it?
Yeah, so basically 2.5 months before she disappears, so like October range of 2003, she steals a card from another student. They don't know if she stole the actual card or she just stole the numbers, but she just starts making late night purchases with this card. She's buying essentially all pizza, like Domino's, Pinocchio's, which is out that way.
Out that way, right?
Another pizza place. She says she uses it 6 times. She ends up admitting to it. It's only $80. So it's not like this big.
Oh, yeah. It's not like
money.
she went and blew like 10 grand and bought a trip to the Bahamas with this shit. Like,
in total, like, it was only $80, and the police actually set up a sting to find her out because the person reports it. And they set up a sting, which I think is crazy to set up a sting for $80.
See, this is why Detail Al is Detail Al, because I kind of cover the broader stuff. Al goes for like the little nooks and crannies.
I mean,
that's a hell of a nook and a cranny.
That's a lot of police work for $80. So basically they set up the thing. They're like, hey, if anyone uses this credit card number, these pizza places, let us know. Call us immediately. I believe it was Pinocchio's at this point, calls them up, is like, yeah, someone just used this credit card
So
number.
essentially this is the easiest sting operation of all time.
They go to deliver the food. They go to the dorm. she's there to pick it up. She comes to the door. The police are like, what are you doing? What happened? Where'd you get the card? All this stuff. She admits to it. She ends up...
Doesn't it seem like such a stupid thing?
So dumb. $80 is crazy. And
no,
all
but
she
I
was
mean,
buying
like,
was
even
like
on like her part,
drunk
like,
pizzas. That's all
like
it was.
even on her part, not
So
to
dumb.
disrespect an individual who is
I think you can admit when someone does something
dumb. Like
Yes.
that just seems like such a stupid.
It doesn't
thing.
matter if they're passed or not.
Granted,
you
she's
know.
like a college student. I get it. You're
Right.
not, and like you know.
But we've all done dumb stuff,
everybody's
especially at that
done-
age.
Yeah, I mean, me myself, I can fill out a CVS receipt.
Yes.
But yeah, it just seems, especially with like the West Point thing.
I know.
I'm
Yeah.
like, it's
So
such
this is
a-
after. So it's after
Right.
that. So maybe she's making some different decisions. She doesn't get any jail time, but she quaffs out of it. Quaffs a continuance without a finding. Basically, stay out of trouble for 3 months, and there'll be no jail time or anything like that.
And then there was another an emotional breakdown involving, I think it was around, did she take her dad's car, borrow it, and was it a Toyota, I think the car was, and she
Okay.
crashed it?
Yeah, we might be getting a little ahead of ourselves because
Oh,
there is some
okay.
stuff, but no, you're right.
Okay.
All this stuff does happen.
Like, again, fill in the nook and the cranny
Yes,
there, yes.
I'll fill in the nook and the cranny. So after this happens, she's supposed to be staying out of trouble. So we're just trying to get into maybe her mental state at this time. On Thursday night, so before the disappearance, which I believe is February 5th, okay? So on February 5th, she reports to duty, which duty is like her job, we're just going to call it, is she works at Melville Hall at the security desk. So it's basically...
It's like a work study.
Exactly.
Right? Okay,
So
yeah.
she's sitting at the desk checking people in and out. They'll show their ID, they get entry, one of those things. It's a
Mickey
it's
Mouse
what we would
job
call a tit job.
Yeah.
You sit there, you can do whatever you want,
Right.
play on your phone, make phone calls. She can even leave. No one's really there that much.
Yeah, sure.
There's not any supervision really. There's one person that does come into play a little bit later with the supervisor. So she goes to work at her job, and at some point during this, she receives a phone call. They don't know who it is or what it is, but she becomes visibly upset after it. Mm-hmm. Now, there's conflicting reports. The supervisor name was Karen Mayotte. She says that she was extremely upset, and she may or may not have mumbled "my sister."
It had something to do with the sister's sobriety, right?
That's what they're saying. It could be that, or it could have been her boyfriend, because the phone log does show some phone calls to her boyfriend.
If I'm not mistaken, he's the last phone call she made a call to, right?
Yes, but that's another day. But
That's
on
another
that,
day. I'm just
on that night,
yeah.
yes.
Okay,
yes.
got you. But
So
I believe
that
it was,
Army cadet, his name is Bill Roche. That
Yep.
was her boyfriend. He's
what a
living
great Army name.
Yes, it's
Oh
great
my
Army.
God,
Yeah.
that guy's gonna be a 4-star somewhere
Yes,
right
yeah.
now. Holy
It's like
Toledo.
a perfect Army name.
Yeah,
Perfect
unreal.
name if you were writing a movie. I can just picture him with the high top fade, the whole nine. You know?
Like Jim Carrey and
yeah, never comes out of the
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Never comes out of the uniform.
Never. No, no.
Bill Roche is a quality name.
100%.
So he's over in Oklahoma. There's a call on the call log at like 12:07 to Bill Roche, 5 to 7 minutes long.
This is noon or at night?
Nighttime.
Night,
now.
okay,
Because
sorry.
she goes in for the night shift.
Got
Usually
you.
she's home by like 1, 2 o'clock range.
Cool.
That's the usual thing. So the supervisor says that she was so upset that she was catatonic at one point. So this is like at 1 o'clock. She's catatonic, like she's not even paying attention. She's staring at her computer screen. She's just like dazed out of it, right? So she actually takes her and walks her home. And she asks her like question like, "Are you okay? You okay to be alone?" She's like, "Oh, I'm not alone. My roommate's there." Meanwhile, her roommate wasn't even there, so she just went home alone. So she gets home around like 1:20, let's call it. It's like a couple minute walk to the dorm. Now, while this happens, we're going to mention this now. I think we'll circle back to it later. At 12:20 this same night, no more than 0.5 miles from Melville Hall, where she's working, a kid gets hit by a car, gets smashed by a car. He's in a coma for several weeks. It's a hit and run. They don't know who it is, who did it.
Keep in mind, this is 04. There's no cell phones. There's no security footage, no street cameras, nothing out in front of bars or storefronts, nothing like that.
Now, a lot of people in the community, like, first of all, this Maura Murray community, like the people online, all they do is fight with each other. There's like certain factions. They're just like it's almost like the Karen Reed stuff. Like they're just fighting with each other in message boards and all this shit. It's like, it's very, very toxic.
So it's very much in tumult.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very, very toxic. Okay. So there's different sides. So a lot of people do theorize that Maura actually hit this guy. They're saying that she had enough time, that there's a window of period where she wasn't seen from. Not that she wasn't at her post, but that no one can say that she was there during that period. Okay? But there's certain things. There's a paint chip on the clothing that doesn't match her black satin. She drives a 1996 black satin.
So this has nothing to do with the time that she had the dad's car.
Correct.
Before this thing crashed
Correct.
it.
So
she would not have been driving that vehicle. She was driving her own vehicle.
I want to just put that out there that this happened at the same time because it could be it's something we're going to have to discuss later on. Now let's get into her car.
Sure.
Her car is a 1996 black satin.
Don't make them anymore.
They don't make satins anymore, right?
Can't get them anywhere.
It said that it didn't run very well. The father didn't trust the car. The father basically said it was on its last legs and it had a bunch of wear and tear. Okay.
This is why Saturn went out of business. It was only 8 years later. And
it was so bad that there was like smoke coming out of the tailpipe, like the exhaust. Fred told Maura, like, listen, when your car's exhaust is really smoky, stick a rag in the tailpipe. You stick a rag in the tailpipe, no cops will be able to see as bad of smoke. Not as much smoke will come out. So that's how bad the car was. Like he even told her, like
the white rag thing will come back.
That's also
going to
come back.
Right.
So I just wanted to get that on the record. So basically, this car was like a piece of shit.
It's a fucking jalopy.
And it's definitely not meant for a long ride. So it's
a fucking jalopy at this point. You know what I mean?
So now we're in like the Saturday range, okay? And now this is when Fred comes back. Fred comes to town now under the whole auspice. I don't know. Is auspice the right word?
The whole gumption. I don't know. I don't know.
The whole point of Fred coming into town is to buy her a new car.
Gotcha.
So he actually takes a bunch of money out of the ATMs, like $4,000 to $5,000, and they're gonna go start searching for cars. Essentially.
Back when people paid.
So that's how. Back when they paid it for cash.
Right.
So basically, that's the only reason why he comes in, is for that. Now he doesn't go looking on Friday, so he just they're looking on Saturday apparently. They actually don't. I apologize. They don't go looking on Saturday, or they couldn't find one. There's also conflicting reports. So there was nothing done on Saturday. So this is Saturday into Saturday morning. They go out to dinner with a friend. So it's Maura, her friend, and Fred go out to dinner. They go to this pub house, this brew house. They go out to dinner. After dinner went perfectly smooth. They go to a campus party. So now they're at the campus party, not the father. The father goes home. Okay. Imagine just like a 50-year-old guy. Just getting crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Grinding on all these 20-year-olds. Yeah. No. He goes home. He's staying at like a motel in like Hadley, which is like 15 minutes away, right? But he's like, listen, you're going to be driving. Take my Corolla. Go to the party. Bring it back to me tomorrow. They get, after the party, she leaves about 2:30. The friend, I believe, is named Sarah. Sarah says she leaves at 2:30. Now, at 3:30 in the morning, for some reason, she decides to drive. Apparently, she decides to drive back to Hadley. So she's driving back to the hotel to drop the car off when the father told her to drive in the morning.
What was the plan of attack after that? Is what I can't.
We don't know. We don't know why. Maybe she wanted to stay in the hotel with the father. Maybe something happened in between because 2:30 to 3:30, we don't have no idea where she was.
Maybe she. I mean, there's also a chance. Was she? You don't
maybe
know
she was
if,
getting
like,
pizza.
Maybe you don't know if like mental shit might have been getting to her and she wanted to be around somebody she felt
safe
maybe she
around
felt
or whatever comfortable. Maybe something happened at the party. Maybe something happened in between because there is points of the party that they don't know where she is, but they know she leaves at 2:30. So 2:30 to 3:30 is a blank area, right? 3:30, she gets into a car crash going around a bend, smashes this car, the whole front end.
Totals it, I believe.
Totals it. Like 8,000 to 10,000 worth of damage for a Corolla is not that expensive a car, especially in 2004. Basically insurance adjusters like this thing's getting totaled. But the police show up. They give her field sobriety, we're assuming. And she doesn't get arrested for drunk driving. So she doesn't get in trouble. Now we know that she can't get in trouble because she had that, what's it called?
It's like a probation.
She had that probationary quaff, the continuance without a fine, and so she can't get in trouble. So I'm sure she was very stressed about that. So she's not booked for the DUI. Fine. 10:30 in the morning the next morning, she actually gets back to the hotel. The tow truck drives her at like 5:30 in the morning. She talks to the father on the phone on the way over. It's fine. It's not a big deal. 10:30 in the morning rolls around. Insurance is going to cover it. So it's almost like a wash. She didn't get in trouble. Everything should be fine, right? So now they're starting their like plan of attack, I would say, on like what she needs to do. Like she needs to go get, crash reports, all that stuff. Like you need to get all this, like file the right reports with the police, with the insurance. She has to go get all this stuff. So she does that. She's supposed to be doing that on Monday. So Sunday's a pretty much like a nothing really happens day. Sunday night, late at night into Monday morning is when she starts sending some emails. She's sending emails to people being like, she's looking up directions to Vermont. She calls the Bartlett Inn. Now the Bartlett Inn is like, she searched for, it's up in Bartlett, New Hampshire.
It's like is it an apartment? No, it's like a.
No, but they also found out where a name and a number of a condo that they rented before.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yep.
So the Bartlett Inn, she searched on her computer in Burlington, Vermont. So she wanted to go somewhere in the White Mountain region, it seems like.
Was she now on Monday morning? She starts, if I have right here correctly, emailing her professors about like a family emergency that was not true.
It was not true. She claimed that someone died. She claimed that someone died to her professors because she wanted some basic time to not do her schoolwork, right? Yep. Have I done this before? Several times.
Yeah.
Several times I've done this. So a lot of people look at, that's bad character and all that stuff. Maybe. I mean,
just going to say right now, I always say it's like a relative with a title that does not exist in my life.
Okay. Well, I've definitely said like my father's died.
Okay, that's different.
I've long said when I am gone, I will be so happy for my oldest nephew, Tommy, or any of them, always use me as an excuse. I'll be happy looking down.
You're the dead relative constantly?
I want to be looking down being like, I'm still helping out my people.
Yeah. I actually love that.
I'm
going to tell all my
right now while you're alive or when you die?
Well, they can definitely do it now. But I'm saying when I'm gone, a long time take of mine is I want all of my grandkids and great-grandkids to just
be like Uncle Pat, Papa Pat. He's cashed out. He's gone.
He died again.
He died again. Yeah.
Yeah, he died. He's dead again.
He's died 10 times.
He died 10 years ago. Yeah, exactly. In 2097. That's going to be what's going to be going around there. Absolutely.
So a lot of people look at that like, it's this crazy thing. It's not that crazy. Listen. So to me, that looks like she just wanted an extension. That's all she wanted.
Yeah, which again is like for a college student, that's like. I can't imagine how many kids ask for an extension on a paper or a fucking midterm.
And if you were planning to never come back again, would you even send an email or you just go?
So this is going to tie into what they found in the car, what she brought with her, and a bunch of shit that like indicates, again, this will be a point that we get to in a little bit, but like everything indicates that the timeline wasn't supposed to stop.
Right.
It's like finding out somebody off themselves, but like they just went grocery shopping.
Yes, exactly.
When in reality, it's like, what's the fucking point?
I mean, obviously decisions can be made in between.
No, I get that. But like,
if you're looking at it.
If you're planning something and saying.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're there's certain things you're not doing, right?
Yeah.
So, we have Monday morning, starts emailing professors about the family emergency, which was Fugazi. And then she withdraws, $280 out of the bank, out of an ATM?
Yeah, she goes to Cumberland Farms, the little Cumbies near the campus, about 3:45 in the afternoon. She's alone on the CCTV footage,
which we also have in the thing. We will show on camera the CCTV. I mean, it's literally like in 120p.
Maybe 60p.
Maybe 60p. Yeah. This looks like it was filmed on a Motorola Razr, and I'm being generous.
But it's clear that she's alone. She's under her own will. It doesn't look like she's under any type of stress. Just by looking at the picture, it's just like a normal, regular ATM picture.
Yep.
Then she goes to a liquor store.
Yep.
So shortly after, she goes to a liquor store, and she purchases booze. She gets a box of Franzia wine.
The box of wine.
So I don't know if she's slapping the bag or whatever she's doing.
You don't know what's going on there.
She gets Kahlua Baileys, and some people, and there's reports that she gets vodka too. So I don't know.
She's looking to do a little Franzia, a little espresso martini, maybe a little White Russian.
She's way ahead of the curve on the espresso martinis at this point.
100%.
I would say they came a little bit later in terms of, and you love an espresso martini.
I might have been thanking the wrong person this whole time.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. And then she leaves campus Monday, February 9th. Am I forgetting anything in between?
No, we get into the rooms that she didn't book a room, but she's heading up that way, the directions.
So there's no real plan. It just looks like, I mean, there is a plan, but not like a...
It's almost like we'll figure it out when we get up there.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Producer Pat, what do you got? Anything so far? Anything to add? Anything at all? What are you thinking?
Just seems like this girl had a lot going on. She was stressed out about so many different things that... As we keep going, you'll see it gets harder to figure out what actually happened. But I don't know. Gut is that she needed to get away. She needed to just get away from the world. And
this seems like also somebody that, if not to assume too distinctly here, but would you agree this is somebody who seems like they internalize a lot of shit?
Yes.
They're thinking about something, they don't say it out loud. Something happens, it affects them. They don't really like vent this properly or find like a healthy outlet in which to, therapeutically medicate in a certain sense.
She even sends emails to the boyfriend throughout in the morning of this day, and she's just like, oh, sorry I didn't answer your call because it was a couple missed calls that night, and she was like, I love you type thing. She never said none of the emails felt like she was stressed at all. So she even emailed one of her nursing students and returned clothes to her, gave clothes back that she borrowed. So she was like, she wasn't doing anything crazy or out of the realm, or she just didn't let anyone know about it.
You know what I mean? She doesn't seem like she's doing anything manic, which is another thing that I was going to kind of bring in at the point. There's no manic behavior ever in her life really being shown to this point or at this current point in her life. There's nobody doing anything dramatic right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of just these little things.
It's little things that it's like everyone at these ages have done certain similar things, right?
Right.
And it just, because she disappeared, more people have a magnifying glass over them. Yeah. And they're like, this is the reason why, this is the reason why. But it could just be a series of unfortunate events.
Exactly. And then at 3:30, she departs from UMass's campus. Are we on the same page here right there, right?
Yeah. So that's after she departs is when all that ATM stuff happens.
And we have also in the file, up on the screen at some point here, we will show you the route that was taken. Okay. And it's about as straight of a shot as you can. If you look at the route, no, but I'm talking literally from Amherst, Massachusetts to Bartlett, New Hampshire. It's right through the center of the.
Really?
I swear, or at least it looks that way. Pat,
I've actually stayed in Bartlett, New Hampshire. It's right next to Norwich, Vermont. It's right near Dartmouth. Really? I'm pretty sure Dartmouth College is right there.
Oh, it's that.
I'm pretty sure. Or I've stayed in Haverhill. Where's Dartmouth? Is Dartmouth in Haverhill?
Haverhill, New Hampshire.
Haverhill, New Hampshire.
Oh, I don't know actually where it is technically in New Hampshire.
Dartmouth
I don't know.
College. It's either in Norwich. Yeah. Oh, Hanover, New Hampshire.
Hanover, New Hampshire.
It's all in the same area.
Same area, right? 4:30 to 5 p.m. somewhere between this time, she is driving north through New Hampshire on Route 112. I would love to hear from some people what the geography of this area looks like, maybe in the comments section that are familiar with this.
Well, it's actually just, think about this. Think about any time you've driven to North Conway or anywhere in the White Mountains. It's a winding road, not great visibility, and dark.
It's a little weird. Yeah.
Think about winter time. You're thinking winter, from February's winter, peak winter.
Yeah.
You got snow, and it's 7:30 at night. How dark is that road? It's
probably pitch black.
Pitch black.
And this is back when winter was winter.
Yep.
Because this is a different winter climate we have now. This is when it could have been slamming with snow, 3 degrees.
Right. And I think for sure, I want to say that Sunday where there was not much going on after the car crash, there was a crazy amount of snow in Boston.
Okay.
That's why they didn't do much on the Sunday, because there was so much snow. Mm-hmm. So just think that all that snow's up north, and it probably is still snowing. You know what I mean? Because we know that this happens during the snow and during a snowstorm.
Correct. Now, 7:27 p.m. This is Monday, February 9th. Car crashed into a snowbank in Haverhill, New Hampshire.
Yes.
Okay. This is probably the most crucial point in the timeline, because a lot of things are happening within a Very small amount of time.
Correct.
Okay.
Crazy small.
So now we're looking at a time frame from 7:30 to literally 7:46 p.m. Okay. A local bus driver who happened to be driving by spoke briefly with Maura, and she refused help.
Yeah. So this dude's name is Bruce Atwood.
Looks like a Bruce Atwood, by the way. If you look at a picture of this guy, the mustache.
He's the perfect bus driver.
Oh my God, this is like the perfect. Again, just if you.
He looks like he could play mall Santa Claus.
100%. Like makes
driver.
money. Yeah,
like,
makes money doing
things.
that in the season, right?
He probably shaved his beard
Yep.
a little bit because he did mall Santa.
Right.
You know.
And now 7:46 on the dot. Haverhill, New Hampshire police arrive. She is gone. And there are no footprints in the snow leading away.
Yeah, definitely.
So there is, in fact, snow on the ground.
100%. There's definitely snow on the ground. Let me get into Bruce Atwood, like what he sees.
Yes.
Because he's like the one person, the last person that talks to her.
That we know of.
Right.
Butch Atlee.
It's Butch Atwood?
It's Bruce Butch Atwood. His nickname's Butch, I think.
Oh, is that what
I'm pretty sure. So it's either Bruce or Butch.
We got to get this Producer Pat territory
Producer
right
Pat, see if it's Bruce Butch.
No, Butch is his
It's just Butch.
Butch
I said Bruce. I apologize.
Holy cow. All right.
So Butch Atwood he saw the black Saturn, Maura's car, crash onto a curve of Route 112. So the point of Route 112 where it curves, he actually lives right nearby, like 5 houses down on the right, pretty sure. He thought it either hit a snowbank or a tree, and it was facing the wrong way, so it flipped its entire thing. So if you're trying to travel on the right way, so you travel in that way, it was flipped on the opposite side of the road. So it clearly spun out. So it might have been going fast around the curve and spun around.
Okay, so did police report any, like, black ice? Like,
no, but I think they're just saying the slippery conditions or what. Or maybe she just didn't see the curve, hits the snowbank, and turns. You know what I mean? So it's facing the wrong way, the car. The car's facing the wrong way.
So now, here's another thing. If you look at the damage on the car, there's damage to the left front headlight, if I remember correctly, just from what...
Yeah, that
like the left side headlight.
Yes, it does look like that.
Would she have...
It says visible damage to the front end. I will agree with the car.
Right?
It looks like front to front left.
There's also a crack in the windshield, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a crack in the windshield.
Okay.
He said the airbags were deployed, so obviously it had
to hit it hard. Yeah, so the front driver's side on the left side above the taillight looks like it hit something
soft. It looks like there should be more damage.
But look at that dent.
I know.
It looks like somebody hit it with a baseball bat.
It doesn't look as crazy as I was expecting it to look.
No,
the police say that
it doesn't look like she hit a tree or anything.
They do say that it's drivable.
The
vehicle was drivable
after. Absolutely.
We don't know why she doesn't drive away. But anyways, he sees a young woman who's obviously Maura outside the car, and she doesn't appear injured, but she does look shaken. He asks if she wants him to call the police. She's like, no. I already called AAA. We know now that she never called AAA. Which he later found odd once he gets back to his house, which is 100 yards away. He's like, wait, hold on a second. No one has cell phone reception here. He said, this stretch of highway, no one has cell phone reception. So that triggered in his head. He's like, you know what? Maybe she was just scared of me. I'm going to call 911. This is at 7:43. Mm-hmm. So 7:30 to 7:43, he's there talking to her, right? It's about 13 minutes. He ends up continuing home, makes the call. That's the first call to police is 7:43.
They get there obviously 3 minutes later, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's again timeline, short period of time. That's another event that happened in this like 16-minute window.
Now he also says that he can see the car from his house, and he later says that he didn't see anyone leave the car, so it's just her outside of the car. Now there is conflicting reports that at one point he says she was inside the car, but he's pretty much stuck to the same story. So and the police have never considered him a suspect. Also, I'll put that up there. Just by the way he talked, and everything that he said, it seemed like it all checked out.
It seemed like he was very like frank and very willing to be like, no, like this is what happened, and like guy didn't seem cagey about nothing. Also, I think it's worth mentioning when the police arrive at 7:46. Was there anything else between this?
No.
Okay.
No.
Her car has everything she brought in it, has the packed items, the booze, the clothes, the directions, which are presumably MapQuest at the time, right? But no wallet and no phone, okay?
Right.
Now, also, if I remember correctly, did police, when they arrived, report seeing, like, the cigarette lighter on as well?
Okay, so yeah, we'll get into that. No, so Cecil Smith is actually the police officer that arrives to the scene.
Okay.
So he arrives to the scene from the 911 call. Another 911 call was made by Faith Westman. She does it after, though. So this is after the fact she does it. But she says that she believes she saw the car crash at 7:27. That's where we're getting that, like, 7:27, 7:30 number. She kind of goes back and forth, like, where they think the crash happened. She sees that, and the way she describes it is she thought she saw a man inside the vehicle with the light lighting a cigarette. Like, she thought she saw the red light of a cigarette. That's Faith Westman who says that.
Okay, so that's where that came from.
That's where it comes from. Now, who's the Westmans? The Westmans are a husband and wife team. They were together. They live in the house directly across from where the car crash happened. So I believe this is from the house they're seeing this. So both Tim, who's the husband, and Faith have seen the crash, right? He says he didn't think it was a cigarette lighter. He just thought it was a cell phone light. So they both have, like, different opinions of what that light was.
Okay.
So some people, like we said, this is a tumultuous, community who are looking at the Maura Murray thing. Some people think there's a man in the car. Some people don't think there's a man in the car. To me personally, I kind of side with Tim.
So here's the thing. If there was a man seen in the car, was there another vehicle seen nearby? What, did this guy just walk out of nowhere? He had to, be driving by and pull over and be like, hey, miss, do you need any help?
Unless he was in the car the whole time.
Unless he was in the car
the whole time. Because when Bruce gets there, so that's at 7:27. When Bruce gets there, there's no guy in the car. So that's why I'm saying she probably just didn't see that correctly.
Definitely, because,
unless, what, did he go dive in the woods and then come back?
No, but not even. There's no footprints around the car when the cops get there.
How's he going to know Butch, not Bruce?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Butch, now Bruce is stuck in my head. Bruce Almighty. How's he going to know Butch is coming? So it doesn't make sense. And then you probably see those footprints.
Especially even more likely because there's two people in the vehicle. In theory, so you would think if somebody got out and went somewhere.
I think that Faith just saw it wrong, so that cigarette lighter, I don't... Right. Unless maybe she was trying to light her own cigarettes.
But also, how far away from the car is she that she can make a distinction, of who... It's clearly, dark out. It might even be snowing.
It says directly across the street from where the crash happened.
Okay.
So
I believe I put an image. I don't know if Pat's got it or whatever. If we'll find one and put it in the video regardless.
You got to figure it's probably a couple 100 feet away.
We got the images.
What'd you say, Pat?
We've got the images.
You have the images. Mm-hmm. Which one? I think I have one that showed a diagram of where this happened and then the houses that were near it and stuff. I believe I got the right. I could be wrong. I believe I got the right one.
There's a number of houses. The crash site is basically just off, just away from them enough to kind of be hidden.
Okay.
Okay, so
now, it's far enough where, especially in a snowstorm, that
but not far.
It's not that far.
Not too far, but it's not right in front of.
If you ask me what Pat had on for a T-shirt right now, I'd have no idea. I'd have absolutely zero idea.
Okay, I see. I could tell you.
Yeah, so I have bad vision, so we don't know. I would like to see what her vision is.
Right, and then so you think now we go to police list her as a missing person the next day, okay?
Correct.
Now the initial investigation happens. That's what phase of this we're in now. Search dogs, helicopters, ground teams search the nearby woods. There is no signs of Maura found. Her phone and bank activity cease after disappearance, and her family speaks up and criticizes police for not treating it as criminal earlier. Yeah. So that's where the family is on this.
So the family comes up. Fred's he's right on. They're pretty much on top of this. Where is she? All that stuff. They get to the police station, and the police are just listen. They saw the wine in the car because the wine exploded in the car, that bag of wine. They see some of the alcohol there. They smell a Diet Coke bottle. It smells like there's booze in it. they see all these things and they think in their head, listen, she ran away. She left the scene of a drunk driving accident. That's what happened. She'll turn up. There's no blood really in the car. They don't see any blood in the car.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, like I kind of get Fred's point of view. It's like, do you just still not fucking look for the
it's
suspect
fucking
of a
4
crime?
degrees outside. It was like 7 degrees that night. So it's ice cold in the middle of winter.
Right. And it's like, do you not look for the suspect of a suspected crime?
So they basically so they didn't act fast enough for Fred and the family.
I tend to agree with him.
And we're going to see this in a lot of cases. It does feel like that.
So now we get the theories. She ran away, planned her escape due to stress. Maybe she was running away in the process of driving. I think, all right, so we're going to get to more of these. She was abducted and picked up by someone after the crash. Even still, when she gets out of the car, there would be a footprint in the snow, in theory, right?
Yeah, so they had some dogs. They had some dogs that, got the smell, basically got her smell, and it tracked for a little bit, like a couple 100 feet max, and then it just disappears, which we find a lot. But again, this is another thing. Like, the dogs are almost like a science that you can't put 100% into. Because think about if they're picking up a certain scent, it's snowing, there's plows, they're dropping sand, they're dropping chemicals on the roads.
There's rubber.
Just think about how easy that trail can just be missing.
Yeah, and you can
they could have went right up to someone's house and they could have never known.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the police dog losing the scent, a lot of people say, okay, she was thrown in a car and she's gone. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But you never know where she could be.
And then there's people that think she wandered off and died in the woods.
Right.
Is there a suicide here? Some speculate mental health struggles played a role. Suspicious online behavior in forums, alleged sightings, and misleading info. What is...
Well, there's a lot of theories here. I think we should get into the Moulton brothers. The Moulton brothers, right? So we're going to fast forward a little bit. We'll fast forward to 2004. There's these two brothers, Claude and Larry, I believe. Yes, Claude and Larry.
Right out of a fucking Coen Brothers movie.
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's nuts, these names. So Claude basically hands Fred a knife, a rusty knife. Now, Fred's Maura's father. Gets a knife into his hands. Now, I've read that he mailed the knife. I've read that he personally handed him the knife.
Did anybody ask Fred?
It's unsure. It's unclear of how he got the knife.
I feel like we could solve this by asking the father. I don't
yes,
know. Has anybody thought to do that?
I'm sure. I just couldn't find it.
Okay.
I've looked several different times.
Maybe producer Pat is on that right now. I have no idea.
It doesn't matter because the police have the knife. So Fred gives the knife to the police. At first, they're just like, I don't know if we believe this. It's a rusty knife. Claude basically says he was living in an A-frame house with his brother, a mile away from the site, so less than a mile from where she crashes. So he's close to it. He says he thinks his brother Larry was involved. He found this in his glove compartment, and he's made some comments, whether he was drunk one night, making a comment that he had involvement with Maura's disappearance. So he gives him the knife to get tested. Now, there were traces of blood on it. They can't match them due to insufficient blood sampling. Not necessarily that it doesn't match Maura. They don't have enough blood sampling on it, or it's a tainted sample. You know what I mean? So they can't completely say that knife wasn't used to kill Maura. Now Larry's like, you think I did it? Claude did it. He's going back and saying Claude's the one who did it. Claude's the one who admitted that he did it.
Again, this turned into a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah, they just yelling, basically accusing each other of doing it. Okay?
Yeah.
Now this A-frame house, which we'll show on screen.
Yep, there is an
A-frame house is like a perfect house up in the White Mountains. You see them all the time. It legit looks like an A.
With the porch in the front of the
With
bay
the porch
window.
in the front. Usually they got the big windows in the front, all that stuff. It was vacant for a period of time. So investigators, which the family hired investigators. So it's unclear if this was a hired investigator from the family or just a sleuth on their own hired an investigator. Like I said, it's a crazy community. This is one of the most investigated cases in the internet era. Yeah. It has been looked at. They go in there, they get cadaver dogs to go up there. Now the cadaver dogs pick out a portion of this house. It's this closet. I believe it's upstairs. And they find 2 blood samples in there. First of all, the cadaver dogs are going wild in this closet. And they find 2 small little blood samples. Now, evidence comes back that they get these samples tested. Not the police. This is the private investigators. That they know one came from a male, 100%. They don't know if the other one could come from a female, but they're not 100% positive. So what could have happened? It could have been anything, right? It could have been like, there's probably blood all over my house from me and my kid. You know what I'm saying? So it could be anybody's blood. Doesn't necessarily mean, but there was someone that died in there. Those cadaver dogs smelt it, right? Here's the thing with the dogs, how they're an untrained science. If anyone dies ever, that cadaver dog is going to pick up that scent. So your grandmother, she dies in your house, up in that closet or near the closet, it could still pick up the scent. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I
the
didn't
cadaver,
know this, but yeah, okay.
The cadaver dogs, basically, the way I understand it is they pick up a scent that the body gives off when it's decomposing.
That just
does that make sense?
I don't want to say remains, like
remains
literally like
sort.
human remains, but like
there was a dead person in somewhere here. So we do know that there was a dead person up in this A-frame house about 1 mile east of where the crash happened, where these 2 brothers lived, and they both blamed each other for it, and they've handed over a knife to the cops. So that's all you really get. You don't get how she was taken.
Nobody checked their car?
No one checked the car or anything like that.
I don't dude.
But this is years later, too. And again, this
by
is
the
why.
way, I think you might have, not to correct you, you might have misspoke. You said fast forward to 2004. Did you say that incorrect? You did say fast
2007.
forward? 7. I'm so okay.
Yeah,
so
6
that's
or 7. Yeah.
Sorry. So yes,
Yeah.
I
fast
thought.
forward a few years later. Maybe
Yeah.
I should stop. Just naming years. Like we don't have to be that accurate.
No, I thought it was like 8 months late. I thought it was
Pat, we don't have to be that accurate on this thing, do we?
Right. Yeah.
No,
I thought it was.
I'm
crushing it.
speaking a little bit.
No, I thought he was.
Because she disappeared in 2000.
No, I'm aware. I thought you meant like it was like 8 months later in 2004
No,
in the same year
no.
or something. Okay, that's fine.
But this is what is getting Fred and the family mad, that like they feel like they're doing all this themselves. Their investigators or incident investigators are doing all this shit, and they don't feel like the cops have done anything. So now there's this other theory. There's this other theory that the cops are somehow involved.
Oh, here we go.
So the cop theory is actually, it's kind of it's an interesting theory. I don't know how much stock I put into this theory, but basically there's a witness that says that they saw a police car nose to nose with Maura's car when the accident happened. So that they came to the scene, they saw a police car. The police car read 001, the number on it. You know how police cars have numbers on it? Sure. 001 belonged to the chief of police. So the chief of police's car was on scene based on witness reports.
Why would the chief of police show up to an accident?
So the point, and here's the best part, chief of police was not on duty that night. So the chief of police was not on active duty, doesn't show up to the scene, claims he was never at the scene, but his car was seen at the scene. Now, the guy who showed up, this guy's name was Chief McPherson. That was his name. So now the guy who showed up was, let me get the name right, Cecil Smith, I believe.
Yeah, that's what you said that earlier.
Okay.
Yep.
Cecil Smith's the one who comes in. He, like 6 months later, is like, oh, I borrowed his car type thing. Chief McPherson has had a couple run-ins with DUIs and all that shit. So, like, I think he actually got fired for misconduct, or he stepped down for something related to drinking and driving. He got in trouble for it. So that's one thing that they see the police chief on there. So a lot of those people like, well, if the police are involved, very easy. Why didn't they do X, Y, Z? Well, they didn't do X, Y, Z because the police chief was involved. That's a theory. I don't know how far-fetched I find it, but I think that in the meantime, they either Bruce Atwood or Faith Westerman, the one that's across the street, would have corroborated that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't neither one of them corroborates the 001, but there is a witness that's driving by that says that they saw it nose to nose. Like they saw a police car nose to nose. Now, could they be mistaken? Yes, they could be mistaken.
Could it be one of those people, excuse me, that's, again, oh, I saw something.
Yes. So,
and
but
it's like,
I think it has to be mentioned because
it does. Sure.
If you're talking about a lack of police involvement, and then this thing, it's out there.
Yeah.
So.
My thing is the chief of police showing up to anything. Just does that ever happen?
On at an actual accident, unless he was around the corner. The theory the theory that they have is that he was off duty in his car, in his police chief car, and he heard it come over the radio, and he just happened to be near it, and he went there, and then he took her. That's the theory that they have. That he took her, and then by the time Cecil Smith comes with his own car, she's nowhere to be found. That's the theory.
Where's producer Pat on this?
Just my thoughts on this?
Sure.
This feels the most far-fetched to me.
I actually agree 1,000%.
I completely agree 1,000%.
I think it's more likely that they just either misremembered but Chief Cecil Smith does say that he was in the Chief's car. He was in the 001 car. He says that later on when they confront him about it. Later on.
Does this person have a time that they saw that would corroborate with the time that the police arrived on the scene?
Doesn't say.
Okay.
So that's another aggravating loose end, I would call it.
We're dealing with another 90%er.
Yeah.
Another checkbox, right?
But then it doesn't. I don't think that this, I guess, meets the sniff test. Like, it doesn't smell right. Like, it doesn't smell like, whoever said this. Because I can't even find the person that said it, the actual name.
I was gonna, yeah.
So
is that
I don't know
like
if it's
on
anonymous
file
tip
somewhere?
Yeah, well, it's definitely because they felt the need that Cecil Smith had to come out to say like I had the car. So it has been.
It would 100% make sense for Smith to have the car.
Okay.
Smith to have the Chiefs car.
Wait, hold on. Can you elaborate, Intern Jack?
Yeah, I just think he could absolutely have the Chiefs car, like as a casual thing.
Yeah, but is that common police practice?
I don't know.
That's kind of like a.
Whether it's allowed to be or not, I think it could be.
Did he say why? Is there was his cruiser out? Was it in a mechanic shop?
We should probably look that up because
I was going to say, do we have any record of like why this dude would have not been in his own cruiser?
Well, you're also not in Boston, right? You're
Fair.
up in rural New Hampshire.
Different spot.
A little bit different.
This is also 24 years ago? No. Oh.
Yeah, but okay.
21 years ago, sorry.
And it's probably a nicer car. He probably just wants to have the Chiefs car.
All right, so listen, so it even gets even crazier than this. I knew like sometimes when you read stuff and you're thinking about it, because I didn't write certain parts of it down. Cecil Smith, the same person said that he saw Cecil Smith's car and he wasn't driving an SUV, and 001 was an SUV. So someone even came out and said that they were two totally different cars there. Now, Cecil Smith actually arrests the chief for a DUI years later. So it even gets that crazy, and that's why he had to resign. So Cecil Smith's actually the arresting officer of the chief 2 or 3 years later.
Okay.
So it's like, but assuming, how big is the police department? Is it that crazy?
It's got to be like 10 guys.
I think it's just
or
more
women,
like,
whomever.
It's not like Boston PD where there's 10,000 cops.
Cops, right. Districts and precincts and all this other shit.
So
it's, what is it, Haverhill, New Hampshire?
Yes.
Yeah.
The size of the department at this time, one chief, 3 to 4 full-time officers, a few part-time and reserve officers.
Yes.
Wow. Often only one officer on duty at a time, especially during the nights and the weekends.
So that's crazy. So here's what I'll say.
That's like Georgetown, Mass.
Yes.
Like my hometown.
I think it's actually impressive that from Bruce's 911 call at 7:43, they get there at 7:46. They get there in 3 minutes in New Hampshire.
How big is Haverhill, New Hampshire?
It's not big.
Like, can you give me like Pat, can you look at it, give me like kind of like a map comparison? I wonder if it's even as big as Georgetown. You know what I mean?
I bet you it's big. It's big distance-wise, probably not as many people.
With a lot of like woods and shit. Yeah, maybe. Okay. While that's being looked at, as of the status and legacy, no confirmed sightings since 2004. Recent searches conducted with updated technology were done between 2021 and 2023. Did you read into that at all? Or see anything about that? Like, is it just retrying the DNA?
Yeah, they've retried some DNA. They've searched a couple properties, I believe. Mm-hmm. And everything's turned up nothing. I want to go back into our guy, Patrick Fassi. Patrick Fassi is that the guy that gets hit on the hit and run.
Oh, the hit and run victim.
The hit and run victim. Because I think that all the people, we've kind of named all the players and the theories so far of what happened, like what could have happened to her up there. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that's all we really know. We could get into, did she just run away from the car? Is she just dead in the woods somewhere because she wanted to get away from that car? The tailpipe, the rag is still in the tailpipe.
Yep.
So she didn't want to be noticed by cops. She can't get in trouble. Does she just go run away into the woods?
That's what I originally thought. I think honestly she just snapped. And this event was the breaking point, and she just completely snapped and quite literally just ran.
I've been in a few accidents that I was under the influence at a young age, and there has been times where I've left my car. Mm-hmm. So what would be the difference of her leaving her car? It's the same thing.
I think people have definitely done that
100%.
a million times.
You go and you're thinking, okay, in my head, we know that she had booze. We know that there was booze smelling inside the car. Did she just go get away, try to sober up, and then come back to the scene the next day in her head? And then just not realizing, okay, it's 7 degrees. Maybe she made bad decisions. You know, she was drinking. She's not sleeping. There's plenty of reports of her not sleeping, being up late at night, making phone calls, emailing 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, she was that whole week she wasn't sleeping. The whole weekend, the car crash, she gets back to the hotel like around 6 in the morning. So she's not sleeping well. Mm-hmm. She's under the influence, it seems like. I mean, I think we can surmise that.
Yeah.
Or at least she's been drinking.
Yeah.
So is she just thinking in her head, I'm just going to get away from this crime scene? She's not thinking fully like, okay, it's 7 degrees, it's winter time.
But again, the lack of footprints. It's
right.
the lack of the footprint.
So here's the thing, right? On the edge of the road, right? How does a snowbank look on the edge of a road with plows? Would you agree that it's hard?
Yeah.
So she could have went over a hard snowbank with no footprints into the woods because it's right by the woods. You'll see all trees. So she could have just got out, went into the woods, and just go, I'm going to hide in the woods when the cops get here. Because she knew the cops were coming probably. She's probably like, don't call the cops. I already called AAA, which we know she didn't make that call. And then she's thinking, okay, the cops are going to come. That guy's going to call, one of these neighbors is going to call the cops. Mm-hmm. So she's just like, so getting into her mind, is it possible that she just went into those woods right behind her? It's possible that she could have just tried to hide out. And then, now they did do some searches of the woods. They threw some dogs in the woods later on. They can't find anything. But think, she's a track star. She's probably somewhat physically fit. Mm-hmm. She gets into the woods. She goes pretty deep into the woods. Now, over time, she goes into a hole, like a little area, and she's just trying to wait it out. Stuff starts growing, trees, everything. You might never find that body.
Yeah.
Over time.
You never know. It might be covered in snow if you never found it, and it might have decomposed in that time.
It's a huge set of woods. So
yeah.
So that's a theory that she just got up and left. You know, she had a tough life. She was going through some shit. She didn't want to get caught by the cops. She didn't want to be there during that accident. Think about it. She's facing the opposite way. Yep. She has all booze. She sees the wine splattered all over the place. Yep. She knows she can't get in trouble. Yep. It's a very logical thing to just let me get the fuck away from this accident. Mm-hmm. Did she get picked up by a hitchhiker? Yeah. You know what I mean? Or was she the hitchhiker? Did someone pick her up?
Right.
And then did she go? That's the other theory. Maybe that leads credence to this A-frame house. Maybe one of those Moulton boys took her to that house. You know, I'm just a mile down the road. I'll take you there. And then she was just like, okay, get me out of here, type thing.
It's crazy how there's just a complete stop on any of the evidence.
Yeah.
There's just a complete stop.
It's like she was abducted by aliens.
It's like she was abducted by aliens.
Yeah, I know, because there's no trace evidence at the scene, but
because it feels like the only way she could have gone was up. If you think about it, like,
yeah,
there's nothing anywhere that ties her to the ground. Like,
so my question is, like, what actually drove her to leave? So that's like, what drove her to go? Like, okay, she got into that car accident with the father, but the next day she finds out that the insurance is going to cover it. It's not that big of a deal. with the father's car. The father's not mad. They're going to start shopping for cars.
Honestly, like, you never know. She might have just been, like, clinically depressed. She might have been dealing with some kind of, I don't know, OCD. I have no idea. Like, there's a multitude of stuff she could have just been dealing with mentally and just snapped. Like, and again, like I said, somebody who's very quiet and to themselves, it's not out of the realm of possibility, I don't think at least, that she internalized a lot of things. And this accident was like her breaking point. And she was like, I'm physically just going to run until I can't run anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm out of here. Because that's my only option.
So my opinion is I think she hits this dude, Patrick Vassi, on the night of the thing. That's what I'm thinking is that. So that's the.
You think the guilt?
I think
that
that's the second accident. So I think she's been in 3 accidents in 3 days, essentially, or 4 days. I think on that Thursday night, she gets a phone call around 12:07. So now there's that time. This dude gets hit a half mile away, at 12:20. It's been said that you can leave. She has left before in the past. Her post, it's not that big of a deal. No one's going to figure it out that you leave. It's just one of those jobs. You can leave. Not that many people come in that late at night to study or whatever they're doing in the hall.
Sure.
At 1 o'clock, she's seen by the supervisor as being visibly distraught. So something happens from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. She's visibly distraught. They always blame the phone call. But this dude was hit, like I said, a half mile away. Her Saturn was already a wreck. So her Saturn did have dent marks and everything beforehand. It had a broken windshield. So that broken windshield, they're saying, was from before.
Oh, so she left with a broken... Oh, that's a huge detail.
She left with a broken windshield, okay? She had a crack, so maybe it got worse, but she left with a cracked windshield.
Oh, shit.
Wow. So the thing that... Okay, so there's the paint, right? There's one chip of paint and some glass shards. There's actually 2 things of paint, I'm sorry. On one, he has 2 white shirts on. Mm-hmm. On one of the white shirts, they have yellow paint on it with some glass shards. A lot of people say that that's the marking paint that's on the street. The yellow paint. It's the same type.
Median.
The median.
Right, okay.
That's the whatever it is.
The paint,
yeah. The paint. And then he has another chip. Another chip was not black. It was red, white, and metallic gray. That it was one round piece, less than a 0.5 millimeter or 5 millimeters, a really, really, really small piece that they said, well, it's not black. It didn't come from the Saturn. Do me a favor, Pat. Throw up the logo of a Saturn onto the screen right now.
The little thing is silver, right? It's like metallic silver. It's red and metallic silver,
it's
isn't
red,
it?
white, and metallic silver. Okay? So the Saturn logo has red, white, and metallic paint on it. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they saw those, they said, no, it wouldn't match the car because it's black.
Sure.
So she could have hit this dude he was visibly drunk, so he doesn't remember anything from the thing.
Oh, he was shit-faced.
He was shit-faced.
Oh, I didn't know this.
He didn't even remember leaving the party.
Okay.
They actually asked him, did you fall out of a car or did you get hit by a car? He's like, I honestly don't know. The people at the forensic people said most likely he was hit by a car, but it is possible he could have fell out of a car. But he was with his friend that night. The friend was like, no, that never happened. He never fell out of a car. He just disappeared, walked, and then...
So say if he fell out of a car, what...
Unless the guy's lying. I mean, if you want to get real
No,
crazy.
but I'm saying if you fell out of a car, he would have had to open the door, and then him having the median paint chip on him makes no sense.
Makes no sense at all.
Because he would have gotten out, in theory, you're sitting in the passenger seat, right? You dump out the right side.
Right.
Isn't that just a white line?
Yeah, okay, so I don't know where the damage was on him. That would be a good question,
Yeah.
where the damage was on him.
Was he cut on the side of his head?
Yeah, you think more road rash or something. But I just thought, when you see that and you see that the logo has the red, the white, and metallic paint, how is that ignored? How do you ignore that?
Can somebody zoom in on the car right now and see if there's any fucking chip paint on the logo?
I guess... I know. Do we have something up that close?
I don't know.
But they said it was so microscopic, it's not even visible. Like it's not like it's like 0.5 millimeters. It's like an absurd, like small amount of paint.
That's an insane find.
So it's a circular. They're saying it's a circular paint chip, and it does match the satin logo. So that would explain why you want to get the fuck out of Dodge. That you hit a guy one day,
right?
Then there's no mention really of it. You're not really getting it. But then you get into another car crash. You're making bad decisions. Certain decisions are bad. You're drinking, you're driving. Then you crash your father's car, drinking and driving. It's been said that she's been drinking and driving. You know, they went to a pub house with the father, so she was drinking there. They went to that party, she was drinking. They just said nothing astronomical, but she was definitely drinking and driving. Let's say this happens. She hits Patrice Vassy. You could see how now it's like, she's probably thinking to herself, I'm a fuck up. I can't get out of my own way.
I can't.
You know what I mean?
I can't. Yeah, like I'm just destroying my own life.
She don't know if this, and there was reports and the stuff that she might even been looking at. The kid's clinging on to life. He could be dead. He could be dying. Hit and run. So she could have been just looking at reports. Now there's no trail that says she did see reports. Like you don't see her searching it up on her computer. But then again, I don't know what forensics they did to the computer searches. I don't know what they did. I know they have their emails. They have all her emails and all her stuff. So again, as an internal person, we've already said that she's just burying it deep, deep, deep and didn't say nothing. Or does she tell the father? She does call the father a few times. Is that the reason why he comes down and wants to buy a car cash?
If that's the case, then
Is that why she's like, okay, let's just get a new car. We're going to get you a new car. Or is that just another coincidence?
That's the thing is like, if that's the case, he'd have to like, you would think at this point he would have to come forward with it and be like, yeah.
But I think maybe he's thinking in his head, whatever happened doesn't have shit to do with what happened up there. Because in his mind, I think Fred thinks that someone took her. And that's still a possibility. What happened back here, it might have led to what happened up there, but it doesn't necessarily mean that she ran away in the woods and she was suicidal or she just was trying to get away. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't fully
It's
connect.
Definitely an interesting talking point that I wasn't even privy to up to this point. And I've done a couple of pieces on this case in short form content on like my old TikTok and my IG and stuff. And I just like, that is a very...
The paint thing.
The paint thing is...
How do you have a red, white, and gray chip without it being a logo? Like, unless you had like a striped car of some sort.
And again, I mean, at that point, what do you have? Like, did you get hit by a car with a racing stripe on the front of it?
I don't know.
Like, what are the odds? Like that one, like Shelby racing stripe thing up the front.
I guess it could legit be anything, right?
Right.
And it could have been another satin. It doesn't have to be her satin. It could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been legitimately anything, right?
No, but it is. I can't lie.
It's just odd in her behavior. I would say that I mean, there is some odd things that we just don't fully understand, and it doesn't mean that something didn't happen to her up in New Hampshire. That's for sure. And it doesn't even mean that actually happened.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to stay in the camp of she was deteriorating mentally. Didn't medicate herself at all, therapy, anything the right way. Had a series of unfortunate events, felt like she was just fucking up and failing at life.
Yep.
That accident in New Hampshire, she snapped and just quite literally ran.
Yeah.
Somewhere. And into the fucking abyss of the night, and that was it.
Yeah, or got into a car with somebody.
Something. But she found a way to get away.
Yeah.
Somehow. Whatever means that was, at this point, I hate to say it, but I don't think you're ever going to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we usually end these episodes with a theory. That's my theory. Al?
Yeah, I think my theory is that I think she's in the woods somewhere. I think she went into the woods after she was trying to get away from that car. I think that she was drinking and she just didn't want to get in trouble because she still had that court case, kind of over her head, like those continuance without a finding. I mean, I've had a couple. You got to stay out of trouble. If you get in trouble, then the jail sentence kicks in. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it was. She just wanted to get away.
You got to think also. Let's say
she kicked into survival mode.
Let's say we're right, this would be, in theory, if the Patrick Vasi story is legit,
yes,
shows a clear pattern of, like I said, internalizing and running
right
from stuff that was her fault that she fucked up or was the cause of.
Yeah. The only thing I'm going to say is like her, like taking her textbooks, emailing the professors. She had plans to come back.
Yeah, or at least continue her life.
Yes. So.
If everything went according to plan.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I'd say. I mean, it's another case that we're just going to hit our head up against the wall for, 2 hours.
Producer Pat.
Yeah, Jack and I were just conspiring over here, and...
Is this a Producer Pat and Intern Jack co-theory?
Correct.
Got you.
So, I once had a police officer say something to me that was, nothing is random. You have a 20-minute window where she could have just vanished into thin air and has never come up ever again, never been found. To me seems almost certainly not what happened. You have a house right there where you have these two brothers that have said one of them did it.
Yep.
And you have the dogs, and you had probably one guy on duty that night from the police. It says that they did check knock on the neighbor's door and tell them, but to me, that's like the glaring, one piece of evidence. She had a 20-minute window. Somebody saw her a second, and then she's just vanished. And you have these two guys that are saying they did it, literally bringing a knife, being like, he did it. The fact that is not the
yeah, and I think we even got away from that a little bit. I think
we did get away from it.
It is very when you think of it that way, or at least anchor that talking point, right? It's a matter of why would you say that? What do you get out of that? What do you get out of saying I killed somebody?
Everything else is so speculation. Did someone pick her up? No evidence. Did she run away? Never been found.
No evidence.
Never popped up again. And then you got these two saying he did it.
No, he did it.
So there's also that they say that people that discount this theory, they say that one of them had a drug problem and wanted reward money. That's the theory of why they came out and said it. That one of them had a drug problem, both of them had drug problems, and they were just blaming each other. They wanted the reward money.
One more thing though, if it was so cold, how far could she have gotten?
7, I know. She's a track star. She probably can move well, I would say.
Yeah,
right?
but you can only get that.
But
and
7 degrees is 7 degrees.
Wait, you got to think, too, there's alcohol in her system. She's not feeling the cold the way a normal person would feel it,
That's
right?
true.
Yeah. I think she's not feeling it, but again...
I mean, okay, so what does that mean? She
how
could have
long
got
does it
a little bit further than your average sober person?
How long does hypothermia take to set in? It's got to be quick. You outside 7-degree weather,
you got to think, too, to Pat's point with that 16, 20-minute window, right? You have to think that, if there were footprints, if it were snowing hard enough, something could have got, decently covered up. You know what I mean? If it's snowing fairly hard, a footprint is not that deep, in theory. She wasn't wearing Timberland boots.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
You know what
I think
I'm
it
saying?
was. I don't think it was.
Could have been covered, right? I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility here.
Let's look up the weather on that day and see
how
much
much
snow.
I was going to say, what is the weather showing us right now on that?
I think I saw 7 degrees at night.
7, but is there snowfall? And at that, persistent snowfall, enough to where you could cover a footprint.
High temperature was around 13. Low was -2.
Night temps will fall below freezing.
So it's fucking freezing out there.
It said no precipitation, but it was approximately 7 inches of snow and ice on the ground.
So there's no snow to cover the footprint,
At that time, there was no snow. 7 inches. I know, it's that's what I'm saying. So but what I don't get is if there's no footprints, even if she gets picked up by another car, there'd be some footprints.
You get out of the car and walk 2 feet, take 4 steps onto the road or something.
But this is what, ice, if it's icy now, there's no footprints.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be.
It's got to be ice,
be footprints
right?
somewhere. It's got to be ice.
It's got to be ice, right? If there's no then it's anything could have happened.
Yeah,
she could have been walking on the ice, or she could have just went into the road. She could have been walking on the road.
Right.
Maybe she went down the street. There's all woods there, so maybe she banged down the street. Maybe someone took her in their house. I don't know. Who knows?
Quick confirmation. Did the dog smell the death, the decomposition in the house?
Yes.
Yes, in the A-frame house.
So...
But like I said, the only problem is like...
That could technically be anybody.
In your house, it could be anybody. That house has been around for 60 years or 80 years or something, they said.
Yeah. So, well, with that being said, I think we covered everything.
We probably missed a shit ton. There's a thing called Missing Maura Murray. It's a podcast. I think they did over 100 episodes, maybe even more than that.
They did 100 episodes on this thing?
It's insane. Like we can't even cover this in, 15 episodes if we wanted to really deep dive into everything.
Yeah,
we're
that's
giving you,
insane. I mean, God love them. I think we're giving
you the most important stuff.
Yeah, you would think.
I'd hope so.
God love them. Holy shit.
I'm sure there's going to be some people that are in the comments that are like, how'd you miss this?
How'd you miss that? We're getting sharped in the left and right.
I could keep conspiring for an hour or two, but I can't drag it on that much.
I'm sticking with mine. You're sticking with yours. Producer Pat,
stick with mine.
Intern Jack, co-theory.
The best part is you could talk me into any one of our theories.
Yeah. Anything real. And at the end of the day, buddy, I mean, that's the case.
That's the search.
That's the search. And that concludes episode 3. We will see you in episode 4. Stay tuned.